Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going on a journey, a big one, 3,000 years in fact. We're going to trace one of humanity's oldest, most painful questions through three absolutely monumental works of literature and witness what is really the slow-motion collapse of cosmic certainty.
I mean, it's the question, right? It has haunted us forever. It's the whole problem of theodicy, the attempt to justify a good God in a world that is just full of pain. It's like a scream into the void. And the way our answers to this have evolved, well, that tells a dramatic story, not just about God, but about us.
So our journey is going to connect a Mesopotamian poem, a biblical epic, and a German masterpiece. We're going to track the single idea as it transforms from like a resigned whimper into a defiant roar and finally into the restless pacing of the modern world. Our story kicks off in the dust of ancient Mesopotamia.
Okay, first stop, ancient Babylon, around 1000 BCE. The text we find here, let's be honest, is not some noble search for truth. It's more like an autopsy of hope. This thing provides the foundational blueprint for the entire conversation, and it establishes a world of just complete cosmic resignation.
So the Babylonian theodicy introduces us to this character type, the righteous sufferer. This is a guy who, despite his piety and living a good life, is just crushed by misfortune. He turns to his friend, not really for comfort, but for answers to the injustice he sees everywhere.
And this exchange, wow, it is brutally hopeless. The sufferer is begging for a world that makes some kind of sense, and his friend's response? It's stark. The gods are basically cosmic landlords, and we're just their slaves. In this worldview, injustice isn't some glitch in the system, it is the system.
And that's it. That's how it ends. No resolution, no divine intervention, just silence. The sufferer is left to just accept his misery. This establishes a world where the gods simply do not answer.
But, this silence wasn't gonna last. Centuries later, a new text comes along, takes this Babylonian blueprint, and just sets it on fire.
The Book of Job isn't just a rewrite, it's a full-blown revolution. It invents the very idea of divine accountability. See, Job refuses to be a passive victim. He doesn't just ask questions, he makes demands.
So remember that quiet resignation of the Babylonian sufferer? How he just accepted the silence and his own powerlessness before these distant gods?
Job shatters that silence. This isn't a prayer, you guys. This is a legal summons. He is the first character in history to sue God, demanding a direct answer, and basically turning the entire cosmic hierarchy on its head.
And this right here, this illustrates the revolution perfectly. God actually shows up. The fact that he answers it all marks the death of that distant, indifferent Babylonian deity. The silence is finally and definitively broken.
Okay, let's jump forward. We finally arrive in the modern era with Goethe's Faust, and this is where the evolution takes its most complex and, maybe its most dangerous turn. Goethe explicitly uses Job's framework. He knows exactly what he's doing. There's a celestial wager over a servant of God, but he's about to flip the whole thing on its head, shifting the goalposts from spiritual integrity to just endless activity.
This table makes the whole inversion crystal clear. Job, the righteous sufferer, is tested by having everything taken from him. His challenge is to endure. Faust, on the other hand, is a bored intellectual. He's suffering from ennui, from having too much. He gets tested by being given everything. His challenge is to never, ever be satisfied. So, here's the crucial takeaway. The key shift from Job to Faust is this move away from divine justice and towards human potential. Job is rewarded for his faith, for his integrity. Faust, he's rewarded for his endless, restless activity. We've gone from the mysticism of Job all the way to the egoism of the modern era.
So what does this 3,000-year evolution, from a Mesopotamian slave to a litigious saint to a striving intellectual, what does it actually tell us about ourselves?
The trajectory, it couldn't be clearer, right? We began with a man begging to be heard by the gods. We moved to a man demanding God answer him. And we ended with a man so full of his own striving that he barely needs God at all, except maybe as a celestial spectator to his own progress.
This entire literary lineage, it's a map of our growing dissatisfaction with the answers we've been given about suffering. It's almost like we've decided that if the cosmos won't give us a satisfying answer, we'll just create so much of our own noise that we don't have to listen for one anymore.
And that leaves us with this final thought. Has our relentless focus on becoming, on achieving, on striving. Has it brought us any closer to wisdom? Or have we just traded the deep silence of the cosmos for a different and maybe even louder kind of noise?